Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
And this is PD Beats from Popternative. We are speaking to the amazing Bruce Campbell about 18 and a half, a film coming out in theaters May 27. Bruce, it's an honor and privilege to be speaking with you. Thank you for your time.
My pleasure. How you doing?
I'm doing well. So this is a really cool film. This is really awesome. You lent your voice for this project. So, the first question, how did you get involved with 18 and a half, Bruce?
I was going to play one of those operatives that get in the fight at the end of the movie. And I had just gotten cataract surgery, and I didn't want to put weird pressure being choked by a guy during a fight scene, for example. And, when you get cataract surgery, it's a one and done deal. You don't want to screw it up. So I said, Dan, I can't play that part. I got to do, another time, another movie maybe. He goes, well, why don't you play Nixon? I went, well, that I can do. So we just shifted gears.
Is it an interesting thing? Like, is it always going to be kind of overwhelming when you make a film, whether it is, accurate or not, that's based on real people and based on real events? Like, what do you think about the adapting kind of real or based on true events, so to speak?
I'm all for it. I think it's very compelling because, the Nixon tapes and the missing 18 and a half minutes and all that, it's all good drama because what the hell is on those, what's on those 18 minutes that they went through the effort to erase it?
Yeah.
So that had to have been a pretty gnarly 18 minutes.
No, absolutely.
And that always annoyed me. Like, what happened? Why was that selected portion when Nixon did a lot of recordings? Yeah. And I've heard a lot of them, and they're very entertaining.
Yeah. No,
and, you think Nixon, you think people imitating him is sort of like a caricature, a cartoon, but on some of those tapes, the guy's a buffoon. The shit that he would talk about, and he gave this checkers speech, and he was talking to Kissinger. Kissinger goes, Mr. President, that was the best speech you've ever given. He goes, why, by God, Henry, by God, now that was a speech. No, let me tell you, Henry, no actor could have done that. I was like, wow, what a fucking ego on this guy.
Yeah.
No actor could have done that. Like, not even Laurence Olivier could have done a speech like that,
Oh, absolutely.
I got elected.
What was so when you talked to the director and everyone and you were going to voice Nixon, was there any, research you wanted to do? What were the kind of conversations when you were kind of going and record the voiceovers for this specifically?
No, you just listen to the tapes. That's all you need. You listen to the tapes. Nixon's everyday life was full of paranoia and intrigue, and I loved how he had a foul mouth and he would drink and he'd get really belligerent. Mm-hmm. What a piece of work that guy was. So for me, the takeaway is nothing has changed in 50 years.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. Do we as a society, because of streaming services and social media, because the access, do we crave behind the scenes content or how things are? What do you kind of think about that landscape of?
I think over the years that has become something that people love to see.
Yep.
Like how the sausage was made. The old days, studios would go at great lengths to not reveal someone's sexual preference. They renamed all the actors to make them sound normal, make them sound like movie stars. They faked everything. They come up with a date. If you were Rock Hudson and you were secretly gay, so they'd come up with a woman who could go on a date with you and take pictures. And, they went from extreme bullshit to now we're watching the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial with our jaws on the floor with the shit that we're hearing about these guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think there is a fascination with behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I think we have a fascination with watching people who are put up on a pedestal. We love to see them fall. Athletes, actors, politicians. We love to see these rich, powerful people take a dive.
Yeah.
And so, I don't think that's changed much. And so this is a good behind-the-scenes look of, what was really happening in the Nixon White House.
Yeah. No, 100%.
And I actually listened to the hearings when I was 14.
Wow. Yeah.
it took about 2 months one summer, and I just sat there all day long. Most kids were out playing and fishing and riding their bike. I was watching the Watergate hearings. It was bizarre.
So is familiarity a big thing too?
Going down in our country.
Yeah, because there's a lot of projects out there. You're probably in talks for a lot of things. Is familiarity and interest obviously kind of the main thing when it comes to doing, like, picking what projects you're going to do and stuff? Like, obviously you said the tapes and everything. You remember listening to them. Was that something that kind of drew you towards this too?
Well, the relevance drew me toward it.
Yep.
And I like independent films. I'll always have a soft spot for them.
Absolutely.
I happen to be familiar with the Watergate scenario because it was imprinted on me when I was young. So, those are the various things that get you interested in a script. And, I knew about Dan and all of his indie work, and it was very important. I love backing independent stuff.
Yeah. No,
so
absolutely.
It wasn't about the money.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I do have to ask, I'm a big horror movie guy. It's my favorite genre. I am speaking to, in my opinion, a icon of the genre, and it's so great that you gave me some time here. It's what I just wanted to ask you. I mean, the Evil Dead kind of tropes of horror with the gore and the jump scares, they're never going away. They're there, but now we're finding new ways of scaring people, and it's more dynamic. I'm just curious, from your standpoint, where do you think about the direction horror is going these days, Bruce?
Direction the pendulum swings. It's gone from slasher movies, scary guy with a mask and a knife who escapes from an institution, to Freddy, which is fantastical stuff. He comes to you in your dreams. He's like a wisecracking child molester bad guy. So that was kind of weird. We got into torture porn for a while, which is my least favorite phase. Like, you put a guy's dick in a vice and poke it with a stick for half an hour. That's not good filmmaking to me. That's something you could watch on the 6 o'clock news. Good horror is something that you can, I think, relate to. Good horror has to have atmosphere. It has to have chills. You can have funny horror movies. We've proved that.
Yeah.
So what I've learned over the years is that there's a lot of leeway within the horror genre. People were saying, why did Doctor Strange get a PG-13? Because honestly, that was pretty cartoony.
Yeah.
Compared to the stuff that Sam has made in the past. So I didn't even judge it. I judged it within the Marvel world, within the Doctor Strange universe. And so to me, it wasn't even real violence or real horror.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You mentioned that. I just did have a question about that. I mean, because you mentioned Doctor Strange and everything, and everyone's excited about, the new film, the cameo and everything. But my question about that too is, when I used to wear, I'm a 90s kid, Bruce. So when I grew up wearing like a Spider-Man shirt or Batman shirt, right, I would get teased all the time. They're like, what is this and everything. Now I'd be the coolest kid in school, and everyone would ask me where I got the shirt and everything. When did you notice
horror,
that?
Horror has changed a lot too.
Yeah.
In my day, horror was on the ladder of entertainment. It was one rung above porno.
Yeah.
So you had porno, horror, exploitation, stuff like that. And now horror, because of shows like The Walking Dead and the way we've advanced as a society, horror is just another genre now.
Yeah.
And so I think what's going to happen, we like heroes and we like the Marvel universe because, Calgon, take me away.
Yeah.
A, give me a hero who can solve the world's problems, because we have a lot of problems in the world right now. And B, give me something that will take me to a different world, so I can forget about the crowded parking lot of my car rotting in the hot sun that I paid too much for.
Yeah,
it's escape. It's fantasy. Marvel has to be careful too.
Yeah,
you get 2 or 3 of these big bombs, and you're not going to see as many guys in tights movies.
No, for sure. But do we also?
At the end of the day, it is just a genre.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Incredibly popular genre.
Yeah, but it's just crazy to me that it's like these movies are by a landslide the biggest movies that come out of the box office these days. There's not even a competition. It's just crazy. And then, it was just so niche when I grew up. You know what I mean?
Well, things change. And I think entertainment is geared toward the age and inclination of the audience.
Yeah.
In the 40s, the people who went to the movies were in their 40s, and so all the actors, Humphrey Bogart, Spencer Tracy, they were all in their 40s. Everyone was in their 40s.
Yeah.
Because that's who made, the directors were in their 40s, the actors were in their 40s, studio heads were in their 40s. Now everyone's in their mid-20s.
Yeah. No,
so
absolutely.
the actors are going to be younger. The stories will be younger.
Yeah.
You have to cater to the people who are buying the tickets.
I think
that will always change.
I think we also crave and love the quantity and the endless possibilities of, you know, new superheroes, new cameos, you know, like you had Doctor Strange, like that. They're huge universes, these universes as well.
Well, that's good for Marvel because now they can keep going forever. But, you know, still they're going to have to struggle to stay fresh just like everybody else.
No, absolutely. Bruce, I really want to thank you so much for your time. It really was an honor and privilege to be speaking with you. So thank you for coming on to talk about 18 and a half. It was great chatting with you.
Thank you, sir. I'll let you know when I see the movie. Hopefully it's good.
Yeah, absolutely. And for social media, right, I believe there's an Instagram account people can keep up to date with for your stuff as well.
Instagram is basically for nice photographs and silly images and videos.
Yeah.
none of it. My Instagram is commercial.
Yeah.
I have at Groovy Bruce for Twitter.
Amazing. Well, this has been Pop Turnitive.
That's my commercial side.
Absolutely. Well, this has been Pop Turnitive. 18 and a half is going to be in theaters on May 27th. YouTube.com/PopTurnitive for previous episodes as well. Until next time, this is Bruce Campbell and PD Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Pop Turnitive. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Pop Turnitive on YouTube. Be sure to like Pop Turnitive on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.